Okay, yes, so this is another deck builder, or a card battler as I called it slightly erroneously in my previous video. This is a different one. It's one I hadn't seen before. This is not the new obsession of the channel. Maybe it is a little bit, but at least it gives us a break from idle incrementals. And I think these are really, really good games. These are a lot of fun, very, very enjoyable, a lot of randomization elements, so I don't feel guilty about showing elements of it off. There's not a lot of sort of spoilers to spoil that kind of stuff. So that's why I like showing deck builder type games of card games. And this is, I will say, quite a good one. So instead of me rabbiting on for too long, let us jump in, let us look at how the game starts us off and show off some gameplay. We'll play into it for a little while and I think have a good time. And then we will, in fact, talk about some critique after that. Maybe, probably, possibly. We'll see how it goes. We'll see where it goes. But let's get to the gameplay first. Click Start Game. And this character, who's terrifying, stumps over to us. Excuse me, do you mind if I sit here with you? I don't mind. Oh, thank you. To be honest, I was worried you would say no. Why? Well, you look very confident, and I'm new. I'll say I'm new too. Oh, really? Well, you don't look that way. It's nice to finally talk to someone else. I was too scared to ask anyone else. They all look very scary. I'm going to say, well, you look scary. Do I? I didn't even know. I'm the least scary person I've met. Maybe no one is talking to me because they also think I look scary. You know, sitting here with you has been very calming for me. Thank you. I want to give you a gift. I found it here earlier, but I was too scared to ask anyone what it is. With a confidence like yours, you are sure to work it out. So what we actually get here is our first deck. And our game has sort of officially started. We can look around a little bit. In our top left, we have a Discord link and the Steam link. Go and wishlist it on Steam. We have a demo. This is the demo version, 1.2. And it is very, very well polished for that version. Up in the top right, we have some settings where we can change the sound and music and apparently a lighting button. So that's pretty good quality of life controls. Bravo. We have this button. I'm not sure what this is. I think this might be different. Different decks, so we can choose which deck we're playing with. Again, this is a demo, so there might be more in the full game. I'm not sure. And then we have information about. I don't know if this is the deck or just all the cards we've exposed. I'm not quite sure how these work. There isn't really a tutorial that explains all of this kind of stuff. It is just a demo. So, you know, as I have repeatedly said, so that might be why there's a little bit of education missing, but I do recommend a few more educational elements for new players. Anyway, let us click a new game and we will jump in and see how the actual gameplay works, the card gaming part of it. And we're going to play this character, I suppose, for ownership of the deck. So, new game. We select our level, which will be this level. And there are some cards that are dealt. And now this is kind of a tutorial. What we get is given some cards and we have to build a hand out of it. It says 0 out of 5, but we're only given 3. So we drag this card into our hand, into our deck. We grab some health into our deck. We grab some sort of defense into our deck. We grab a bow and an arrow into our deck. And we are fighting our first enemy, who is the hedgehog monk, who will spike you when attacked. So he's got thorns basically. And then now that we're starting to play, we get to play 3 cards for our turn. We have 50 health down there, and this is the end turn button for it. I'm not sure what the X is. I don't know if we can drag a card there to get rid of it. Anyway, so we are now playing our hand. The first step is to play the buckler, so we get 3 defense. You can see our defense there, and then we can directly attack the enemy. He has 14 health. He will spike us, I think, for 1 damage. I don't know if that'll get eaten by the the armor, our defensive level or something like that, and he will attack for 3. So we drag this onto him and hit him. Whammo. Yeah, so he did 1 damage back to us, so we lost 1 point of our armor, but we managed to drop him from 14 down to 11, so we did 3 damage. And now what we can do is drag a bow onto him, which allows us to use a projectile card. And if we mouse over it, we'll see bows will not trigger thorns on enemies, but will deal half damage to shields. But he doesn't seem to have a shield. So anyway, so we drag the bow onto him, and then we have to pick a particular arrow to attack with, which is the wonky arrow, which does 2 damage. So we hit them for that, and he took some damage, and then he hit us. So he did 2 points of damage, because he did 3, plus, to our shields, took away our shields, plus 1 point to our health. Now, we want to hit him some more. We've got him down to 6, so we are starting to win this particular hand. So let's drag our shield out and give ourselves some armor. And then I think we do the same thing actually. Let's whack him with the sword. Whack. And let's hit it with the bow. And we can smack him with an arrow again. Whack. And we killed him off. Right, so this is where it gets a little bit more complicated. We have now rewards that we are given. We are given coins, and for some reason this little pill bug pushes the coins around the table. For some reason we can actually move the coins over here now that he's finished pushing them around. So we have 2 coins if we look on the top left. Over here we can re-roll the coins that we are getting to choose. We're now being given the cards we are getting to choose. We're now being given 3 cards to add. One of them we're going to add to our hand. We can re-roll the 3 we hidden by spending 1 coin, which we only have 2, but we want to keep our coins because there's a point at which we can buy some cards a bit later. So looking at the 3 cards we are given, we can get the coiled whip, which will do 5 damage to target or 2 to the player. So I think this means we can potentially hurt ourselves. And what says 3? I suppose that's the average damage done. Does that increase 5 damage to the target so that we still have to hit him? And I don't know. I don't really like the coiled whip. I don't like that kind of random element to it. We can get another arrow, but the arrows are quite useless unless you have a bow. But this is a better arrow, so it'll be better than this one, which is just 2, and we can maybe sacrifice that one at some point. Or we can pick a card from our discarded pile to bring it back into our hand, or the card that we've used basically and has been discarded, we can bring it back. And I quite like that. I quite like that idea. So I'm going to take that one. I think that's pretty good. So now we're fighting a hedgehog monk again. So it's a repeat of the same battle. There are different enemies. We just get the same one twice in a row. So what I think we're going to do is pretty much the same thing. Let us use the shield, give ourselves some armor. Let us whack him with an arrow. And I don't want to use our health, nor do I want to use our reanimator. So I'm just going to end the turn. I think we keep these cards until the next turn. So it just fills us out until we have 5 cards. Basically every hand we have to have 5 cards. If we don't use all of them, then we only get cards that we haven't used yet. Alright, so you took away all our armor. I'm going to bring the armor back. I'm going to whack him with the sword. And then I'm going to see if I can use this to pull an arrow back out. Does the arrow in our discard pile? We have 1 card in our discard pile. So let us... no, okay, so these are just the cards that we have discarded in this hand. Interesting. Alright, well let's bring the buckler back. Oh, and we finished up. Alright, I need to get used to how that works. That actually ended our hand for it. We weren't able to use the card. Alright, well let's use the buckler. Let's use the food. And now we have a choice, because do we smack him with the sword or do we hit him with the bow? Because on the one hand the sword does 3 damage, but on the other hand the bow doesn't trigger his thorns, so we'll still have 3 shield left. And he won't be able to damage us in his turn. So let's use the bow, I think. Got to drag the bow onto him and then select the target that you attack with. So he basically did nothing to us. So let us use you. Let us whack him with the sword. And we beat it. We won. Alright, so now we get now we've beaten him, we get another reward button. Let's take this coin away and put it on the pile. I saw the pillbug heading for it. Oh, he's just going to sit and guard our pile. Alright, I like that. It's a nice little touch. I don't think he does anything in particular. He just very slowly brings our coins together. It's quite sweet. Right, so we can get another bow. This is a training bow. Or we can get bonus cards. We don't have enough cards to make that useful. Or we can get a martyr's blade. Undiscard summons 2 ethereal daggers. I like the sound of that, so I'm going to get that. And we're playing a hedgehog monk again, so 3 times the same enemy. I promise we do have other enemies, but let's try and play him quite quickly and see what comes. Alright, so let's defend ourselves. Let's whack him with the master's blade. And I think we now get those daggers in our next hand, or at least it gets added to our deck. And we don't want to use any of those. So let's end the turn and see what happens. Okay, so he attacks us. We get whacked. Alright, let's whack him with the sword. We're going to take some thorns damage. It's fine. And whack him with the arrow. And we've almost killed him. And we can just eat some food just to bring our health back up. Ooh, and he did 3 damage to us. Discard summons. Does that mean we can't use it? We actually have to discard it? I don't know. Let's give ourselves some armor. Let's have some food. And we're going to beat him by using this anyway, so I want to see what happens. Is that how we discard it? Oh, there we go. And we get 2 daggers added to our hand. A bit of a waste. We could have just killed him, but I like to see what happens. So let's use one of these ethereal daggers. Activates each knife in hand, double damage to defense. Wow, so these are quite potent. So if I hit him with this dagger, then I will automatically hit him with this dagger as well. So if we discard that thing, it becomes actually two weapons. And also it does double damage to defense. So if he's got defense, we will hit him for like 12 points of damage. That's quite crazy. We're only going to hit him for 1 point now, so that's fine. Unfortunately, we got hit twice by his thorns. So anyway. Right, so that was the end of that round. Now we've got a very nice card because we have a clay golem. So I'll show you what happens when we play this card if we get given it. Oh, we have 2 enemies now. It's the first time I faced 2 enemies. That's nice. I am interested. I am excited. I like this. Alright, I'm going to discard this because it's cool. I am going to beat up this warrior rabbit because he's a more immediate threat than the squirrel, I think, and has lower health, so I can get rid of him faster. So whack whack, we hit him. We've damaged him quite badly. Then I guess just smack him with the sword. Alright, so now the squirrel's getting enraged, so its damage has gone up. So let us eat this and this, and I guess smack him with the bow. Okay, so we've gotten rid of him, but now he's becoming a problem. So let's just give ourselves some armor. Okay, we were going to play the golem. So the nice thing about the golem is every time we end a turn, he does a point of damage in an attack, and also he becomes a target, so they can choose to attack either us or one of our golems. He doesn't have much health, so they'll just destroy the golem, but it saves us a hit, which is very, very nice. There's our pillbug is moving our coin. It's nice. And I'm going to heal myself a little bit. There. Okay, so yeah, so we used. Let's see what was in our discard pile. Anyway, let us discard this. and whack him twice with this. Bam bam. And in theory we can guarantee that that returns. So let's bring this back. Alright, so he hit us for some damage. Let's play our golem. Let's discard this, and I think we just end this round now. Whack whack. So that was good. Ooh, and now we can get ourselves... See, that would now fight groups quite well, because that is an actual group fighting... put the coin over there. That is an actual group fighting weapon. Interesting. But I like the golems, because if we get 2 golems dealt to us, then we can play 2 golems. And that's 2 points of damage at the end of every turn, and 2 targets that the enemy might end up attacking rather than us. So I really like the minion cards. Very fond of them. Oh, and now we have a lucky draw. So what we can do is choose a card. I wish this clockwork golem, because not only does he do 2 points of damage, but he also has a 50% chance to return to hand on death. So once they kill him and he has 6 points of health, we could just get him again in our next hand. So yes please, thank you. Alright, so now we're fighting just the squirrel, who is threatening us by increasing damage every turn, but he starts with 2, which is fine. So let's put out our golems that we were dealt with. Very, very nice deal. And let's heal ourselves a bit and see who he chooses to attack. Bang bang, and he attacks one of the golems, but he couldn't even kill the golem because his damage isn't up yet. Let's give ourselves some armor, and then let's beat the hell out of him with our ethereal blades, shall we? And whack whack. Oh, he's nearly dead. He just took our armor away. So we can we don't actually need to do anything. Let's just hit him with a sword, and we win. And that is a very nice arrow, but I do like the idea of more defense. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Where is our pillbug gone? I'm going to go for the defense. I don't think I'm going to go particularly projectile heavy in this game, this hand. I'm not building a projectile hand. Oh, we got Juicy Squirrel again. Alright, well, let's stack up the goblin, the golems. Let's give ourselves some armor. And we're carrying our health through from battle to battle, so let's just try and get our healing up. Alright, so he attacked us. So let's give him this. Let's give ourselves this. And let's discard this so we can have a really nice attack in the next round. Alright, and he didn't even attack us, so we got to beat him up, so we can smack him with the daggers. Ta-da. And you know what we can do? So we can play this and bring... Oh, let's bring our health back. And eat some health so we can heal ourselves, and the golems will take him out. That was a nice hand. I felt comfortable with that sequence of moves. I enjoyed that a lot. And I think what I'm going to do while our poor old pillbug wanders across to stack up our coins, I'm going to stop playing there. And yeah, essentially what we do is we finish a few battles here. We don't have any kind of progression marker to say how many battles we have left, but we eventually get the deck. That character chats to us a little bit more. The next character comes along and talks to us about different decks that we can then play for, and blah blah blah. That is the progression of the game. It is beautiful progression. I love it. It's fantastic, and I heartily recommend this. So if you are just here for the gameplay, thank you for watching. The link is in the description. Please come and play this game. If you like card games at all, this is comfortable to play. And if you like indie games, this is comfortable to play. Maybe this will give you a love of card battler, deck builder type games. And they're really, really enjoyable games, so I do heartily recommend them. And that's it in terms of the gameplay. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like if you liked this video. Don't forget to leave a comment or a dislike if you disliked the video, but please leave a comment telling me why you liked or disliked the video and or the channel, and I will investigate your statement and see if there's something I need to improve or increase on. This is a very nice card, the Tethered Bow, because then you don't need to be dealt arrows. They're just, as long as they're in your deck, this thing will be able to shoot them, and if you have special arrows, that can be very powerful. Yeah, anyway, I've been dragged back into the game again. That's always a sign of a good game. So, okay, so yes, subscribe if you want to see me make more videos about indie games and other stuff as well, but primarily indie games, whether I'm playing them or talking about them. And I showcase basically a game a day, and I'm trying to maintain that momentum. I've had a couple of things where the power was out and that I couldn't make a video for a day or two, but assuming nothing is stopping me, that is my intention. Every day I say, here is a good game to play. So subscribe if you want to see this stream of interesting indie games in your inbox and me playing them, of course. So yeah, if you're heading out now because you're just here for the gameplay, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. If, however, you are here for the critiques, well, let us start at the top with the UI. The UI is very, very nice. Can I bring up a menu? Yes, I can. I can go straight back to the menu with this lad here. Let's maximize the screen because this is itch.io. And yeah, like I said, options perfectly good. Manage the sound, manage the music, manage the lighting apparently. Okay, mood lighting, I guess, or to turn the lights on or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, those are options. Full marks for the UI. Everything is, I don't know if these kind of buttons are well themed in terms of we're playing a card game in a tavern kind of thing. But they are very enjoyable buttons, very easy to read, very easy to use. Their little shift is nice. Yeah, like I said, full marks for the UI, plus maybe a couple of bonus points. I find it very comfortable, very easy to use. Sounds are fine, you know, the shuffle of cards, the sort of the music in the background. I have zero complaints about the sounds. I like them a lot. So full marks there. Art, same thing. I like the way it looks. If we continue, okay, so we just get back in here. Except we passed a drawing of a card, I guess. Maybe it gave us a one on its own, or maybe it took us to the beginning of that battle. I don't know. We also seem to have lost 2 coins. Am I forgetting something? I don't know. Yeah, maybe we were taken back to the beginning of that fight that we had. Anyway, yeah, the art is fun. The cards look interesting. The decks look interesting. Again, full marks plus bonus points for the art. This is a beautiful looking game. Just to root back to the UI now that we're talking about the gameplay. The one thing I don't like is I don't really understand the layout too much. I don't understand what this is. This is our deck that we can be dealt from, and this is our discard pile, I guess. It would be nice if the UI had a these are the cards in your discard pile thing on the mouse over, and we can't seem to look at our deck either. It would be nice if we could have a look at all the cards in our deck somehow. We can zoom in on cards to have a look at them. I don't know what this is. I suppose those are the cards that he has. This is our... So what is the difference between this 6 and that 11? There's a lot of things I don't understand about this. Maybe he draws these cards? I don't know. I don't understand at all how this layout is meant to be meaningful to me. It's very strange. I'm puzzling about it, and I don't get it. But despite the fact that I don't understand elements of it, and I think that decks should be on the left, and the discards and things should be on the right. So I think these elements need to be swapped around. But other than that, the UI is amazing and the gameplay is very, very comfortable, very smooth. I got into it very quickly. It wasn't a sufficient bit of a tutorial to kind of get me going, get me started. I think the tutorial could be a bit more interactive, a bit more enjoyable. I like the little characters at the beginning, so maybe one of them could teach us how to play rather than just, boom, here we are playing with them. So you see how the tutorial definitely could do with some work. But aside from that, the game is beautiful, the game is comfortable, easy to play, good sounding and all of that kind of thing. And then taking us to the immersion element, which I always feel a bit dodgy talking about the immersion when it's like a demo or something like that, which it is most of the time. But really, I'm saying this is that don't forget this for future development of the game. Pull your player in, give them an emotional reason to want to play. Tell them that you are, down and out looking for some kind of meaning in life, and the card games will give you that. Or you're actually fighting enemies for the sake of a kingdom using the cards, or whatever it is. Just give some kind of story that the player then goes, okay, I resonate with the story, I empathize with it, it's a flag of some sort that I can march behind. It has pulled me into the game. It's not just giving me just here as a game to play, but giving me here as a cause to strive for, a goal to move towards. If you do that, people will love your game. And that's it. That's all I really have to say about that. So thank you for listening, and thank you for making this game, developer, if you're watching, and thank you for making other games, any other developers who are watching. I hugely appreciate it, because I like this hobby of mine, this thing that I do, and I'm trying to make it bigger and better so it becomes an actual livelihood and passion rather than just a hobby I'm very enthusiastic about. I'm trying to grow it more, and that is my goal and my passion. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but thank you for listening. And I'm going to say I hope to see you guys in the next video. Come and play this game. Links in the description. Give the devs some love. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.